So welcome back to my channel. So welcome back. It's the Sage Horse, Fitz-Wayne. Um, so today's title will be why choosing a partner is important. Like it's extremely important. Um, but mostly for people whose life path is associated with the home, or with family, or with partnerships. With partnerships, yeah. Um, so I'll start by giving um my research take on it. So this is research that I've got from Clear Nakti, and then I'll compare it with my own research that I've done personally, um, to kind of arrive to the same conclusion with the first research, right? Um, so yeah, it's gonna be a video that's up and down, you know. But the moral of it is that everything I learn is supposed to connect. You know, everything I learn is supposed to make sense with either my research, my past, uh, and my life experience. You know, I believe that's where power is. I believe that's when everything is aligned with the universal truth, then things just flow. You know, things just flow. You know, there's no forcing something. You know, things just flow. So um yeah, it's gonna be one of those messages that you might need to focus, or I might need to articulate some more. So welcome to my channel. It's the Sage Horse. Let's ride. So why choosing a partner is extremely most important. This is research from Clear Nakti. It says if he is not challenged by a female power around him, how can he expend his energy? She finds she functions, she functions like the earth itself, and her purpose is for grounding for men. She absorbs him if he falls and supports him as he rises. um, Sexuality is really the raw innate energy that drives us in both life and spirituality. And life and spirituality, once you have those sprinkled in your everyday life, oh, it's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be refreshing. It's gonna be yeah. It might bring you tears sometimes, but it's gonna be incredible. So that's the research from Clinacti. That's just like a potion that I took somewhere. That I resonated with so muchly, and um, which then brings me to my personal research. So let me tell you a little bit about my chart. Okay, let me tell you a little bit about my chart, because I work hand in hand with my chart to make sure that actually where my energy is going into, it's the proper value, value. Okay, let me just value where it's supposed to go into. Every energy I spend on a daily basis, I have to make sure that I enforce my values through and through and through and through, so that I can live a message. Okay, with I can make my own signature, so to say, like a life signature. To say, okay, this is how much I understood, and that's how far I got, or it's just me. It's just me. So in my Jupiter, I have Ashwini, which Ashwini is associated with past lives. Okay, but since it's Jupiter, and Jupiter, it's like blessings and lessons. Basically, it's the guru. It represents the guru, and it represents the father in a child's. It represents the husband. It represents the husband in a woman's chart, but it represents children in a man's chart. Yeah. Um, so I have Ashwini. I have Jupiter in Ashwini, which just represents like lessons from my past life. So I'm able to draw like lessons from my past life. And then I have Venus in Maga, which means it's it's okay in Maga basically means like the succession of the father. Okay, so it's succession of the father. So what I'm doing is that I'm grounding those lessons down into the longer earth element. Okay, I'm grounding those lessons down into the longer earth element, which just, in simple terms, it just means tradition. I'm creating like a new tradition, basically. Okay, so Maga is mostly about um gardening, like gardening. It's also about ancestral veneration. It's also about like exercising and like having a diet, like the Japanese, um like those people fascinate me. Like they can live with so little. They can live with like so little, and then yet be the most healthiest people alive. I'm sure I'm sure it's pretty much Japanese. Yeah, it's pretty much Japanese. They would have like a very very low table, and their beds would not be like, it's like they would like have only one mattress, you know. So yeah, living like the Japanese would be something I want to try out, just to see how much it boosts my health, my health esteem and my confidence and my focus. And then I have Mass in Vashaka. I have Mass in Vashaka, and Vashaka people are known not exactly to be civilized per se, because um there you have two gods. You have Ajna, and then you have Ajna combined with Indra. Yeah, so you have two gods that reside over Vashaka. So it can be a very contentious, like it can be a very combative, um it can be a very combative sign for that individual's chart, okay? But it's how that individual will eventually, succeed in life and push forward, okay? Because mass in your chart, like, it can be healthy for you if you know how to use it, yeah. So yeah, so choose choosing a partner is extremely important, because let's take it in a billionaire's context, okay? Let's take it in a billionaire's context. So as you grow up, you're gonna start realizing that the more you have, the more people who don't have are drawn to you, okay? The more you have, the more people who don't have are drawn to you. So sometimes when you have so much wealth, whether wealth, I don't know, in any case, whether monetary wealth or even knowledge, but especially monetary wealth, because with that it's gonna be drastic. You're gonna be, let's say you're a billionaire, yeah? You're gonna be attracted to or by a gold digger naturally. That's like a trickster of a partner, okay? You're gonna get attracted to that, like a trickster that's a partner, because they will feel like they can have it all with you, okay? They will feel like with you, things are gonna life is gonna move so fast, okay? It's gonna move so fast that they're not gonna have to pay for anything. um so yeah, you gotta be careful about that, okay? So um yeah, that's how it's like. Basically, I'm trying to balance the polarities, okay? To say that, listen, we are not all nipple babies here. Like, we are not all nipple babies, okay? I may be beautiful, handsome, but that doesn't mean I'm a nipple baby, okay? Yeah, it doesn't mean that I'm a nipple baby. But I have good parents. I definitely have good parents, and I'm super lucky. I'm super lucky. But yeah, that doesn't mean I'm a nipple baby. I'm still going through my challenges. Basically, what I've done for myself is that I've actually set the pace for myself, okay? I've set the pace for myself. I'm saying this and this and this I'll take care on myself, and then whatever you can, pop in, I'll be grateful. I'll be grateful. So yeah. So they say that choosing a partner is extremely important, because your partner will either lead you in the path of righteousness, or your partner will lead you in the path of wickedness. Basically, that's the two ways. There's no other way. There's no other way. So it's important that you choose a good partner who will lead you in the path of righteousness, because that's where you're going to invest most of your energy. Even in your mind, even in your mind, if you invest your energy in righteousness, then you have to choose a woman who also invests their path in righteousness, thereby multiplying um, the amount of righteousness you do on a daily basis, and how it signifies in the other side as well, like in the spiritual side. Like, you don't have to believe in ancestors, but I'm saying in the other side, okay? Because remember, everything you do must come back to you, right? So it's like even in your daily life, you're speaking to God by the actions you do, whatever you do, like you're speaking to God, you know. So yeah, make sure you choose the right partner because that's important. It's extremely important, and it's a necessary process. It's a necessary process because um that's the difference between Revati and Revati and Chitra Hasta and Revati. That's their difference. That's their difference. So if you get like a Revati person, hey, you better make sure. you better make sure. You better make sure. And Hasta as well. You better make sure. You better know what you're doing. Okay. But once you find that right partner, then you realize that you found something super incredible in your life, which brings me to the second part of this video that I wanted to talk about. So the more beautiful you are, the more struggle you're gonna have in life. Why? Because people will get a hint that you've been taught everything and you've been given all the beauties in the world. So you must have know everything. So therefore we're gonna have jealous of you. We're watching you. We're watching everything you do. So we want your mistake. And if you don't do mistake, we're gonna make sure we force you to do mistakes. So the more naturally beautiful you are born with those talents, and the beauty and everything all in one. The more you're gonna struggle in life. The more you're gonna struggle in life, or the more big companies are gonna use you to administrate their stuff. Yeah, basically to administrate their stuff, to show your face in different places, in order to promote their business. Um, yeah, it's gonna be something else. But you gotta learn, right? You gotta learn. You live, you learn. Okay, for people who have Jupiter in Hasta, mm, that's a heavy placement. That's a heavy placement. It's a placement of perfection. It's a placement where all your life you strive for perfection. So it's a very dangerous placement because it comes with a lot of analyzing trauma. It comes with a lot of um hey, yeah, like multitasking a lot. That's not healthy for a human being. So but if Hasta finds like a good plants rituals, or plants medicine, then they can channel that energy into like grounded lessons kind of vibe, which is gonna be sweet and actually offer more life and space. um okay, so at the moment I'm learning what it means to be out, like to put yourself out there. Like what would happen if you had to just put yourself out there in the world? What would basically happen? Would you die, or would you conquer life, or would you find someone so incredibly loving and someone who has worked on their past karma, someone who understands how to be a human, um yeah. But then you can only find that person if you yourself have faced some bit of trauma. Trust me. um it's hard finding real people out there, and you know com- confronting them, or rather asking them out about how they made it in life. Try asking that for me, right? um so the most of my work, I'm gonna infuse it with Naruto Shippuden, because that's how I kind of see life. That's how I can relate to life, and detach a little bit from life, and then so that I can explain things I understand and things I don't understand. um but also, you know that's because I've family values so much, simply because I'm very close to my mom. I'm very close to my mom, and so we kind of have the same values of family about in terms of that. And I want to grow my own family. I feel like that's my life path, to grow a family of my own, and to be able to pass on the lessons and stuff. But it's a fucking difficult thing. It's a fucking difficult thing to do, because you have to dig dig deep inside to make sure you're not passing on a trauma or a generational curse, because that's what happens when you have Maga in your chart, or when you have K2 ruled nakshatras in your chart, because they're all about past life, like getting all of that past life out and healing it. But in order to do that, you have to graduate up until to Ashwini, which is the the twin sons of the god Surya, which are horsemen. Um, because okay, to understand also Maga, please watch Percy Jackson, like the movie Percy Jackson and the Olympias, because it shows a lot about how it shows a lot about how a father and a mother can come from two different countries, two different cultures, two different whatever you can call it, like two different realms, even two different realms, how they can have complications once they fall in love, you know. um yeah, especially the path of the father, you know, and the restriction of the mother, you know. So yeah, that's all I have for you. That's all I have for you. um oh, another thing that bothers me a lot, another thing that bothers me a lot is Yo, another thing that bothers me a lot is that you're born, yeah? You're born. You just born. You just got born, and already you're in trouble. Already you're in trouble, and you and the thing that you're in trouble in is the one that's gonna give you trauma, and then you have to analyze that trauma. Yeah. After analyzing the trauma, you're gonna have to forgive. You're gonna have to forgive yourself, forgive everything in order to move on with your life. That's what DJs and the whole program thing is trying to teach us. So yeah, make sure you watch DJ's Intless stuff, guys. Like, she's trying hard, like she's trying incredibly hard. um so that's what happens. Like, you're in trouble because life is not the way it's supposed to be, but then because it has been like that, like since you're just in the mix of it, and you just mangled and jumbled in there, and you know, and then the next thing, something happened to you that's gonna last with you for the rest of your life. So yeah, be careful of that. Like, yeah, be careful, because I also had to learn my shit. um, so I had to learn, like, I had to learn different things, like, at the same time. I had to yeah, but I must say, more videos, the more I could do more videos, the more I appreciate people. Okay, the more I appreciate, like, people a lot. And when I mean people, I mean incredibly important people in my life. Because if it wasn't them, then I could not make all these videos. I could have not have known what to even talk about. Okay, so yeah, it's nice. It's nice, but it's painful. It's fucking painful. Um, yeah, it's fucking painful. So it's the Sage Horse. I'll see you in the next video. We'll meet in Chitra.